And welcome back in here as the NCR championship rounds continue here in the Division I side. It's St. Bonaventure and Walsh squaring off. It'll be the second time they've met since the beginning of October. Great to have you with us here from the Pullman Complex in Butler, Pennsylvania. Ben Holden, we're hoping to get Mike Petrie in here as we've had some technical things that our crew has been working through. So right now, solo with you here on the blue turf. The blue rugby pitch here as Walsh trots on. They're in those maroon kits, the Cavaliers and the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure. The winner of this match will get Belmont Abbey and the Queens winner. Andy Cooper is our referee in the middle today for the match, getting the opportunity to work this semifinal. Always a big honor for the referees as well to work these championship round events. And we are here in the semifinals here in Division I. And for St. Bonaventure, a few changes in their lineup, but for the most part, the players that you'll see are the ones that are going to be involved in this match today for the Bonnies. Always a difficult out. And you get a look at their backs and the key guys, the 9-10 combo of Harold and Edwards that will run things there for them, and some of their backs as well. That match they played on October the 3rd, it was a 25-all draw, and St. Bonaventure led by head coach Corey Ratka. And the Bonnies will get the ball to begin this match here from Butler, Pennsylvania. And the Walsh forward group will look at some of the guys that will go to work up there and try to drive that engine room here today for Walsh. The 2020-2023 NCR champs. They were the 17 Division I AA champions as well. Became a D1 program back in 2012. And they play in the Rugby East Conference, and you work through those starters they've got here today for this match here from Butler, Pennsylvania. Set to go as Walsh kicks it away, and St. Bonaventure underneath there, 80 on the clock. Here we go, the winner on to the championship next weekend down in Houston, Texas against Belmont Abbey or Queens. Bonnie's always a fixture in this tournament, deep in this tournament. Walsh always a good, strong side as well. Berger Britz is their head coach. Mentioned Corey Ratka, the head coach of St. Bonaventure. Walsh trying to get that ball free. They're able to get back in there and dive down on top of it. And into the hands of their big number 4, Cooper. Big hit delivered there. Walsh freeing it from the base. That's Clem and Boyer, their 9. Jake Toholk is the number 10 for Walsh. Good hands back there to gather that kick in. Look up, Manu! Harold, 9 for St. Bonaventure. They go deep with it. They want to kick it. They want to pop it up on this near side. Good kick. Good ball played back. They go backwards. No, it didn't. Referee Andy Cooper says no, it did not. They're trying to get that ball into the hand of Tala there. Unable to gather it in clean.
Great D, buddy.
Another look back at the big box. We're live in the bottom right. The thought process here. Like they're trying to get it out there to the edge. Yep. And it's indeed knocked on there. Go forward initially when he touched it, so it'll be a scrum coming up here for Walsh. Medical attention needed. Stephen Herbst, the captain for Walsh. Little conversation there with Andy Cooper. What is unfortunate to see is have to have a player coming off. Sounds like number 6 coming off. Marcus Jansen Van Buren. Monty Kimber has come in to replace him wearing 19.
Here we go.
Chatter on both sides. A lot of chatter going on in there. Mike Petrie, are you with us? I'm good. I'm just relaying this more to our technical crew. I'm having a little bit of a tough time hearing you. Maybe we can tweak that a little bit.
All right. We'll maybe get our sound up here, but in the meantime, how about this? Another semifinal matchup, Ben. St. Bonaventure and Walsh.
Yeah, the Bonnies, they're always in this thing, the thick of it. And man, there's some juice in this match early on, Mike.
Look at the edge! Look at the
Right at halfway. Walsh looking outside. And it's a turnover ball, though, and St. Bonaventure will take over here.
I think the short ball option was on there for Walsh. The ball carrier had 2 runners in support on the outside. Tried for the big over-the-top pass into that outside channel. Those long, loopy passes are tough to get to hand, especially when the conditions are the way they are, when it's cold in early December in Pennsylvania. I think the short option was the better one, but instead they throw that big pass over the Torchy. Just bounces out of bounds.
Yeah, it feels like winter there. It's in the low 30s right now. Feels like temp is about 20. Good carry here from the Bonnies. Second time these two have met since early October. They played to a 25-all draw back on the 3rd of October at Walsh. They've got possession again here. Nicola Batasi Coronetti with the kick to set up the upcoming line out here for Walsh.
Yeah, while we have a moment here, I think it's probably worth noting. It's interesting. You and I just did the 1AA matchup between Bowling Green and Louisville, 2 big universities. And on the other side of that bracket was Tennessee and Texas A&M. So some big names in the sporting landscape as far as athletics go in college sports. And then here we are at the higher tier, and it's 2 smaller schools, St. Bonaventure and Walsh. In terms of names, not big names on the NCAA athletics fronts, and with all due respect, of course, to Bonnies and Walsh as institutions, but you know, the other schools we mentioned are synonymous with some of the biggest athletic programs in the country. And it's funny how rugby works that way. You find these small schools like Bonaventure and Walsh that throw support in behind their rugby program, and look what they can do. They can put out great products, bring in great coaches. And it's really a testament to the support that these small institutions are putting into their rugby programs, and it's really awesome to see.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mike. I agree with you. And, of course, St. Bonaventure, they've got some guys in the Pro League here in the States in Major League Rugby. 2 draft picks from Walsh this past summer in the Major League Rugby draft. So they are producing players, and really you look at St. Bonaventure and in athletics, and they're best known for their basketball program in Division I, playing in the Atlantic 10. And Walsh University is in North Canton, Ohio, hence they've got the Cleveland Cavaliers look, and there's a miscue there from Walsh. They don't take it. Good line out, though. That's a ball they should have taken.
Worth noting, Ben, another school from the state of Ohio in the semifinals of the Collegiate Rugby Championships. So that's really cool. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, the Bowling Green Falcons are in the 1AA championship. I believe you're with me on that next weekend, along with the championship here on the men's side as well in Division I. They'll play down in Houston. Big double tackle there from the Bonnies. Glenn McGuire trying to get in position to pop this one up with the kick. It's a short one. The wind and the conditions, Mike said, they are winter-like conditions in Butler, PA. Out of there by Troy Harrell. Sophomore on the St. Bonaventure side. There's the call, Mike. Another turnover goes the way of Walsh.
And a great play that time by Walsh. You notice they were trying to clear their lines. The box kick did not go quite as far as they had hoped. So Bonaventure still an attacking area here in Walsh's end, but Walsh gets nice and strong over the top of the ball. Good tackle, good kill vision. And they push this one down.
So here's Walsh. Good opportunity for them. 40 meters away from the try line. Short dart thrown in there. Good throw fired in there by Harley Sherman there. Hooker in there. McGuire works it free. Matthew Cooper. Tight head. Okay, you can hear those sidelines there. Into it. Lots of chatter and emotion down there. McGuire trying to kick one through. They get a piece though and block it. And the Bonnies able to come away with it. Sherman. Now St. Bonaventure. A little sloppy with it. They're going backwards under pressure, trying to escape. Good carry up that far side. That's a beautiful carry. Good tackle turned in there from Walsh, getting in there and making a fine play. It was Frazier Leslie, one of their vice captains. Call from Andy Cooper, and we'll lock up here. In another scrum.
Great field position here for St. Bonaventure. Right in the middle, inside Walsh's end. So you'd imagine they'd split the backs left and right, give themselves plenty of attacking options, and try to run down one of these channels. Let's see what they do here.
Easy in and out for Harold. And there's a kick outside, going after it. Putting them back deep against their own line. Good escape back there, and at least getting a little bit of room before the kick there to get it away.
A good game plan there from St. Bonaventure. You see they're not really wanting to play with the ball too much, not even in and around that 40-meter mark. They're thinking paint those corners, put Walsh deep in their own end under pressure in the cold weather on the road in Pennsylvania. Just send them backwards and force them to play long out of their own end. But that one just mistouched. Kicker's got to get his hips a little bit more towards that sideline, but here they come down the short channel now off the lineout.
Back into the hands of the hooker, Reynard Boshoff, the grad student. season for these two sides, and one win away from getting down to Houston, Texas, on the road to Houston here in the NCR playoffs. Championships on the men's side next weekend down there. Hear that one loud and clear. Bonnie's still possessing the pill here. 13th minute. They'll take another penalty. The call from Cooper. They go quick. They go fast. They're coming hard. The captain there getting the instruction from Andy Cooper.
Imagine, Ben, that's got to be a bit of a warning from the referee. Cooper there just saying, hey, a couple penalties in a row now, and that one you weren't back 10. You got to get yourselves back. I mean, they're under pressure a little bit here, Walsh. Bonaventure's doing a great job of just putting their foot on the gas pedal, and looks like now they may just quick tap instead of go for the corner, so let's see what they're going with. Love this type of move here, Ben.
They do just that. He said Property is alone. Takadadisa, 5'11" and 221, a product of Zimbabwe. Inside of the 5 they go after exactly what you said they did, Mike, and they're as close as either side has been in this match to getting points. Looking for the first points in this semifinal matchup. Cooper right there, still shy. You can clearly see it. Burrow through. That's going to be held up, though, unless he can turn and twist and roll in there. And they do indeed hold him up, so Walsh does the job up against it.
Great job by Walsh that time on defense to get underneath of it. If you're St. Bonaventure, though, a lesson learned to take forward with you is that goalpost pad that's front and center on our screen right now is part of that try line. So if you can get that ball pinned up against the base of that pole, defenders can't stand there, you can score. So little note to self as you're picking and driving around those fringes, aim for that pole and just plug that ball straight into the base of it, and you'll get yourself a try. So Bonaventure, they're still on the offensive here.
Yep, they are continuing to go forward here. We're over 10 meters away now. Phase after phase, help on the outside, more help if they want it. Can't get it there. Walsh gets in there and clogs it up, takes everything away from him there. Still trying to get him down to ground. Choice again. Takadadisa. Who said prop? He's a unit. Mosh pit of players in there. Sideways they come. Walsh trying to hold up again here. Walsh digging in, nothing yet. Cooper right there, sees it, looking down. And again, they hold him up. Well, they gave that to him, Mike.
Can't tell just yet whether they've given the try or just given a yellow card infringement here. Let's have a look at how this progresses.
Yeah.
But you can see now that's the second visit that our referee has had with the captain from Walsh. So you imagine nothing good's being said there. Got to get yourself right. And we're coming back, so no try, but we're coming back to a penalty for Bonnies. They ran a bit of an offset quick tap before. Let's see if they do it again. Bit of a shift in their forward pack, and here it comes again. They'll shift out to the right. Here comes the quick tap. But watch for the back line. Let's see if they spin around back down that left side. They won't need to, Ben.
No, they won't. They get that one home and down. And the Bonnies draw first blood here in the 16th minute as they power it home on the quick tap and go restart.
Power is right. They've been picking and going for the better part of about 4 or 5 minutes now, in and around that try line. And you can see, look at the backs, hands in the air. They've had front row seats. They've been standing around watching for the past couple minutes as the forwards for Bonaventure have just gone to work. They have just been smashing into that Walsh defense and finally earned themselves some pay dirt, thanks to a yellow card and a penalty against Walsh, who have just been under so much pressure recently. So the kick to come from Bonaventure, great start for them.
Sure is. Off on the right foot. Going to make it 7-0 here with the wind on this kick, and they do just that. Belmont Abbey, Queens, and the other D1 semifinal. Winner of that one faces the winner of this one. And if that match back in October is any indication, Mike, a 25 all draw, this thing is probably going to go down to the wire again, you would figure.
It absolutely should. I mean, look at what we experienced earlier today, a game that went into overtime with Bowling Green winning on that golden try, the first one to score in overtime, with the final score coming from Louisville in extra time of the second half. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is semifinals rugby. Everybody's trying to punch their ticket to Houston for the final. As you mentioned, these are two quality programs. Everybody wants to be there. They're going to throw everything they have into it. Bonnie's gets the benefit of now looking in their rearview mirror a little bit with their tails up 7-0 early in this game in the first quarter of play.
Well, Walsh comes in. They've won their last 3. They beat Marion. They beat Indiana prior to that, and they beat Belmont Abbey 49-7. I mentioned Belmont Abbey a couple times. They're facing Queens in the other Division I semifinal. So there was a card issued, it looks like, on Walsh, but look out the Bonnies. Here they come, trying to take advantage of it. Speed coming. Good job getting that ball over halfway. My hero gets in to get it. Big bruising run there. And they'll go to the boot again, outside edge, looking to get a hop, and they just don't get it there. That speedster on the right wing.
They keep going to that right corner with some kicks. They're trying to put that ball on that blue turf, get it to bounce around a little bit awkwardly. And like you said, put that speedster down into space and hope that they get a good bounce. Here's another look at it. Good body position on the kick. Way to get those angles pointed. That one he would have, I think, maybe wanted a little bit more distance. Gets the wrong bounce off the turf, wanted it back infield, instead bounces out of play, and so Walsh gets themselves a line out off that kick.
Yeah, they were looking there for the right winger. Oluwadara Falope. He's a dangerous player out there on that right wing side. To set up Walsh here.
And again, Ben, you mentioned on the other side of this bracket, Belmont Abbey, right, and Queens College. Again, the top 4 teams in this tier of rugby. Again, by all accounts, all small schools, relatively speaking, to the counterparts, like we mentioned in the Texas A&M and the Bowling Greens and the Tennessees of the world in terms of student bodies, but big rugby ambitions, big support from their alumni, and this is what's possible when you put a little bit of muscle behind the rugby program. So credit to these programs, credit to these schools for jumping in and supporting rugby, and look at the energy that it gives to this institution. Look at these players from Bonnie's. I mean, the atmosphere on campus, every time you talk to people that go there, it's amazing. It's an incredible environment to be in. People want to be a part of it. And they're building something really special there in upstate New York.
They sure are. And a pretty special play here, driving the target there, and they turn the ball over, and now they're in prime position here. Is St. Bonaventure with a line out here, about 7 meters away from the line, already on top, 7-0. Bernard Boshoff at the back. Number 2 in the white scrum cap. Great push here for the Bonnies. Cooper there, it's down. And the hooker drives it in and puts down another one for St. Bonaventure.
What a start for the Bonnies. Another score, this time off a driving maul. Again, their forwards going to work. The backs right now, best seats in the house to this one. Getting to watch them do all the work. 2 tries for the forward pack so far. 1 off that quick tap, off that shift earlier just a few minutes ago. And then this one, look at the power of this maul. Set piece play from St. Bonaventure. Straight over the line. What a fantastic start. 2 tries in the opening quarter of play. And Boshoff that one on the back end of a powerful forward pack in front of him. And still yet another kick to come. But St. Bonaventure looking absolutely class. And again, Walsh now, as Bonaventures look at them in that rear view mirror, Walsh is going to have to chase after them for the rest of this game.
Yep, they're down 14 as Edwards sticks the kick. Slots that one right down the chute. And so halfway through the first half here, the Bonnies looking all the part, as you said, class performance so far out of them. You've been to St. Bonaventure, right? You've been to their campus?
I honestly must say I have not visited the beautiful campus of St. Bonaventure. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Know a lot of friends that are alums. People that I know, Coach John Powers, who's working there with them right now, is a local kid from here in Rockaway Beach in New York and Queens. He plays in the MLR with Old Glory DC. And Eamon Matthews, a former MLR player who also Xavier High School grad that I coached. Big part of that program as well. Every time you talk to somebody, you hear nothing but fantastic stuff about St. Bonaventure and the program that they run. And here they are now with the midfield scrum right in the middle of the park. They are up for it. They have big ambitions. I love watching St. Bonaventure play rugby. Every time I get a chance to, it's such a pleasure.
Yeah, I think the last 3 seasons we've done this tournament with Next Level Rugby and our guy Ginty, and they're always in the mix. They're always contending, and they're always right there. I've been there once. I was up there for one of the best college basketball games I ever called in my career. It was them in Davidson, and it was a triple overtime game. I think it was like 130, 129. Campus beautiful. Look at this setup. This is beautiful. Here come the Bonnies. They want more. They're going for the chest now. They are coming. Harold gets it out. Look at that run. Beautiful rugby being played by the Bonnies right now. And Boshoff there. He had it in his hands and could not gather it in. It'll be a turnover and knock-on call.
So here's a look at the tries. The first one there from St. Bonaventure straight over the line. This time, a look back at this scrum, the set piece move. This is the kick that they've been trying to set up. This one executed brilliantly, straight over the top of the line, sits up perfectly. Maybe they would have wanted a little bit closer to the sideline so it lands in the hands of your winger instead of your center, but man, what a kick. And you can see they're really going after that right-hand corner. They see an opportunity there, and they are really trying to capitalize on it. That's the 3rd kick they've put into that space in that area of the field. So keep your eye on that corner throughout the rest of this half.
And that right winger out there, Felipe, 6'4" and 230. He is a beast. Good luck tackling that. Another penalty against Walsh here. They are up against it again. They're going to take the opportunity here, Mike, and try and stick the penalty and give them 3 more to make it 17, Rip.
You got to imagine what they're doing here. They have all the energy. They've got all the momentum. You'd think maybe they go for this one in terms of quick taps. They've got some plays up their sleeves of shifting their forwards around. But right now I think we mentioned that rearview mirror look, and Walsh is just getting further and further back, and this will just put that scoreboard further up for the Bonaventure team, and Walsh will just be further in that rearview mirror, a bigger hole to climb out of if they can hit this one.
Right in front of the sticks, the flags go north, and it's 17-0 here, 25th minute. The Bonnies are having their way, controlling this one so far. Junior Noah Edwards. 6 foot, 200-pound junior. Yellow card still ticking away the time that was issued on that yellow to Walsh. Walsh could really use a turnover here. Can they get it? Good attempt there to get that one. Down over halfway. Here comes Walsh now, the back line, trying to make something happen. Big, heavy, charging run there. Oh, my. Kiki Gattaca with a carry there. Walsh doing a good job here, moving forward. Stephen Herbst, their captain, the center, number 12 with that carry. He's trying to rip it free, but peeled free from the base there by Aguirre. To the edge now. 1v1, cutting back in, runs into a couple Bonaventure tacklers.
Come on, let's go, boys.
Aguirre frees it. Another big bruising run from the number 5 for Walsh. And they'll work it deep. Good passage here so far from Walsh. Captain Herbst delivers a shot, took a shot. And the Barneys forcing him backwards. Way backwards. Now St. Bonaventure, they kick it ahead. The chase is on. Another kick. This ball's still in play. And an excellent job. Twice they kicked that down, and they've got it. Just like that, they flipped it.
Wow, what a play from Bonaventure. Fantastic line speed. It starts with line speed from St. Bonaventure on defense. Then look at this, dribbling up that far sideline. 1 kick, 2 kicks. It's going to sit up for him. And then what a hustle back though from Walsh. Fantastic job to just get there, hold this ball up, prevent Bonaventure from getting another one down. But man, Ben, I'll tell you what, Bonaventure with this yellow card in their favor, with the extra player they've had on the field, they've really made it count. They scored 2 tries. They just thwarted a big offensive onslaught from Walsh. And here they go again on the counterattack. So Bonaventure really capitalizing on this yellow card so far.
Nice ball. Excellent work. Bonnie's coming at him again. Pick and go. They take it. Imperative here if you're Walsh. You get a stop. You get a turnover. Already down 17. Harold plays it free. To the far side edge. Now cutting back in. Good carry. That's a call that's going to go the way. They didn't release the ball in time, and it's a turnover, says Andy Cooper.
Walsh needed that one. They were under a lot of pressure going backwards. And they honestly haven't seen very much possession on offense, Ben. This has been really all Bonaventure the entire period of play, as I think we're about to welcome back Walsh to full strength, which might be what we're waiting for here. And there's that yellow card going away from our screen. So there we are back at it. But Bonaventure, 2 tries to show for it in that power play, to speak your language, Ben, in that power play for themselves. But Walsh, when they have the ball, I'll tell you what, they did look pretty good. They just need possession. They haven't had any ball in hand. They haven't had a chance to play. They haven't even been on the other end of the field in the St. Bonaventure end. Yeah, they've had it very little. They've had very little territory, very little possession. They've got to put that ball downfield. They've got to start putting themselves in the right areas of the field because, you're down 17-0 in a semifinal game. You've got to make those kinds of things happen as quickly as you can. Time is not going to be your friend. We're past the first quarter of play right now. You're a big hole to climb out of. But this game, Ben, is far from over. These are two quality sides. That Walsh, when they've even shown when they have the ball, they're here to play. The line speed from Bonaventure, though, has been a real asset for them on defense. So Bonaventure just needs to keep bringing that line speed.
There's that play earlier with that double kick. That was a terrific piece right there of work turned in on that left side by the Bonnies. And back out live. We'll have a line out upcoming there. You see the spot for the Walsh Cavaliers. Colton Weber eyes it up. Tap back, nicely done. The steal on the lineup from the Bonnies. Pace coming, another big carry from them. Up high on the tackle, says Cooper.
That was a big hit in the middle of the field from Walsh, but it's too high. So Bonaventure now, right in the middle, they're going to have another shot at goal. Just keep adding this lead. Take points when you got them. Just add insult to injury for Walsh. And this kick from right in front, based on the last one, words you use, Ben, should be a bit of a chip shot. It's a bit long. It's almost at that 40-meter mark, but right in front, so good angle. But Bonaventure, I mean, they are just so good in that set piece. They had that maul that they scored off of earlier. That one, they're stealing at the line out, so they're doing it all right now at set piece time.
Noah Edwards on the tee from, we'll call it 35 meters. And right in the middle of the park here. Strike with a right from Edwards, and that one is money again. So 3 more for Edwards on the penalty kick.
Bonaventure now just needs to keep this energy going. They need to keep their foot on the gas. They cannot become comfortable. It can be easy to do when you go up 20-0 like that. It can be dangerous to just start to hit cruise control a little bit or change tactics a little or maybe start to play a little bit more of a territory game and think, let's put the ball downfield. But right now, everything's been working for them. Just stick to your systems, trust what you've been doing, and keep after it. Keep that scoreboard ticking over.
A little more than 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's been dominated by the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure out of Western New York. Take from Walsh. Big hit there. Oh, what a stick there by Tala. Heavy shot delivered. Really that one trip, Mike, that you mentioned earlier for Walsh. They have very similar start, a lot more points than in that other match we did in the 1AA semifinal, where one side up against it the entire first half. But the difference in that one is that Bowling Green couldn't punch anything in. They had to do it late and then had to win it in overtime. But this one, the Bonnies have cashed in seemingly every time they've been down there when they've been on the edge of the try line.
Yeah, their strike rate's been very good, St. Bonaventure, so far. They'd be happy with that. That's one of the statistics you look at in the meeting room when you go back at it during the week after a game. And so far, every visit they've had, they've walked away with points from what we've seen. So excellent job by St. Bonaventure as they launch this one far downfield.
Yeah, they look really, really dialed in. Walsh needs some kind of response here in the final. Just over 6.5 minutes in the half. Bonnie's just right there, just swarming. McGuire takes a look to his right. Cooper with a penalty call here. We got an injured Walsh player there. Well, slow to get up. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him, and looks like he's okay, the big second rower.
But Bonaventure now having a talking to. And again, anytime the referee takes a moment out of the game of play to, or the flow of the game, I should say, to speak with the captain from a team, that's never a good sign. So if you're in Bonaventure right now, you're under a bit of pressure to keep your discipline. You don't want to give away a penalty right away just after you've been spoken to. That's usually when the referee looks to reach into their pocket and hand out a yellow card. So Bonnies right now, they're going backwards at a penalty against them. Kick coming, that's going to send them walking back towards their own line. They've got to just keep their discipline. Keep bringing that confidence in their line speed. Their defensive line speed's been so good, and it's really just stopped everything Walsh has thrown at them in their tracks, which hasn't been a lot, though, Ben. Again, really, Walsh has not had a lot of possession nor territory so far.
They have not. Second trip down here for them. And they find a way here in the final 6 minutes to get home. Yep, that's another costly mistake there from Walsh.
And that, I think, Ben, is more mental than anything else. You're down 20-0, nearing that halftime mark, and you could tell just from body language. I mean, just look at body language. The red jerseys versus the black jerseys, the energy levels, right? I mean, it's like a snowball effect, and you see right now, I mean, Bonaventure just punched that first one in, and then the second one came pretty quickly, then two quick kicks at goal to put them up 20-0, and you know, these are probably uncharacteristic mistakes for Walsh, but that's the kind of thing that can happen. Here's that dominance again from Bonaventure in the scrum.
Yep. Well-oiled machine here so far, the Bonnies. See if Walsh can get something going this time around. Final 5 minutes here in the first half. McGuire under pressure to make a quick decision. And the Bonnies just swarming to every ball.
But again, Ben, look at that line speed. They're hitting them behind the gain line every single time. Their first point of contact is behind the gain line, but there's something that Walsh needed. That'll take some of the sting out of the line speed now. So they get the offsides penalty. So what that'll do now is Bonaventure will have to take a step back off their line. Here's another look at it. So an offsides call against St. Bonaventure. And when you get a call like that against you as a defense, you just take a half step back. And what that does now for Walsh is this is when you have to capitalize. It takes a little bit of sting out of the line speed. You've got to capitalize on it.
And another miscue. Nope. The judge said, nope, I'm not giving the ball to them. It's actually their ball, so no miscue. It is Walsh ball, saying the AR there, and Andy Cooper there in that bright yellow referee kit. You just might have heard there Cooper saying to Weber, who trotted over, he said AR called it, so that's the clarification. Coy trots over, a little word for Weber before the throw here. And again, knocked away by the Bonnies. Another steal in the lineout. Final 3 minutes here. 20-point lead for St. Bonaventure, and they are on the attack again. Kick there. And Walsh will restart from there.
Again, another kick to that right-hand corner, though. That intent is there. They're really trying to put that ball into space, let it bounce around awkwardly on that blue turf, and just see what happens. That one had just a little bit too much hot sauce on it, though, Ben. It just raced out of bounds, and I don't think that was the intention. I think the intention was let it dribble a little bit near that sideline and see what Walsh can do with it. Say, here, have some of this. Let this ball bounce around a bit, and then we're going to send a big winger down your channel.
So we got a stoppage here, as you see there. Walsh player getting some attention from the trainer, and water been brought on for these players that playing through the elements, just part of it when you're playing in the Midwest and the East Coast this time of the year, Mike.
Yeah, nothing like playing rugby in the beginning of December in the state of Pennsylvania. It's not for the faint of heart. We'll just say that.
No.
It is definitely not for the faint of heart. You can take a look around at the beautiful scenery that is to be had in Butler, Pennsylvania, and that'll just give you a small taste of what that would be like. We made the joke earlier, Ben, that after a game, we're probably not seeing ice baths, since I don't see any locker rooms really in view of our cameras, at least anyway. But so might have to just throw yourself into a snowbank for recovery after the game.
Yeah, a little bit of snow on the ground. Pullman Sports Complex in Butler, PA, on this blue turf. It's the Boise State Broncos. They play football in the Mountain West. They were the ones that really made this blue turf famous in their football stadium. And Bucknell, I'm told, as well. Yes, Bucknell did do that too. Boise was the first, but yes, Bucknell also. Also in the state of Pennsylvania, Mike Petrie, along with where we are today for these matches here in the semifinal round of the NCR playoffs here in early December. A little bit warmer next week for these sides, whoever makes it down deep in the heart of Texas down there in Houston. 2.5 to go here in the half. Harold frees it. Kick through there. Walsh gathers it. Walsh getting some room. They'll send it airborne. Bonnie's pop it right back down. Massive kick there all the way to the line. Wow. St. Bonaventure going to get it right back, though, here at the goal line dropout coming up for Walsh.
You saw there again, St. Bonaventure just going into their toolbox, pulling out those grubber kicks in behind that Walsh defensive line. There's a great cover from Walsh to pick this one up. So there it is, just scoops it up off that blue turf, makes a run up that far channel, and sails it downfield. But how about this hustle back from Bonaventure? So you put that kick through, you turn it over, and then look at this, right back down at you. I mean, Bonaventure is just covering all their bases today and just making life absolutely difficult in every aspect for Walsh.
Yeah, they look really buttoned up in every part of their game. They really do. They have really come into this extremely well prepared. Not to say that Walsh wasn't, but the execution's been better for the Bonnies, and they're continuing forward. They mishandle it.
It was a good counterattack, though, Ben. Good footwork, good pace onto the ball. Way to find those seams in that defensive line from Walsh. And again, just keeping themselves camped out in this end of the field. I mean, we really have not seen the ball in play, but what, for 5 minutes, if that? The entire first half has been played in this end of the field. So just really, really, truly a testament to how well Bonnies is playing that territory game right now. We talk about benchmarks and statistics you look at in meetings, and one of them is definitely territory. And if you're this lopsided in it, you're sitting in that St. Bonaventure meeting room, you got to be very happy with how you played this first half.
Absolutely. Less than 90 seconds to play in it. 20-point lead for the team, and those brown and black and gold trim and numbers on the kits. Walsh under pressure again. Another call going this time the way of St. Bonaventure.
what they decide to do here from similar situations. They have quick tapped early. They have kicked for goal a little bit after that. And so now we're going to set up another shot at goal, it looks like, to just get a couple more points before halftime.
Yep.
So Bonaventure, interesting decision-making from their leadership group on the field early in the game. Showed all the intent to play. Took quick taps right in front of the post when they could have had easy shots, and now they've got those scores that they wanted, got some points on the board, and then here they go right before halftime. They're just looking to add a few more. So great work by the leadership group of this St. Bonaventure crew.
Noah Edwards has already knocked 2 through. And he's knocked another one through. And that's how we end this first half, Mike Petrie, dominated by the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure, leading 23-0.
What a performance is right. I mean, that'll be one happy circle for them in terms of their beat in halftime for St. Bonaventure. But if you're Walsh, you got a lot of work to do here. But again, this is semifinal. This game is far from over. Walsh has got to make a lot happen very quickly, though, Ben.
Yeah, and as you and I learned in the first match, unless I'm told otherwise, the halftime is going to be real brief here. So we only got about a 5-minute break, again, unless we're told otherwise. But it's all St. Bonaventure on top here over the Walsh University Cavaliers here in the Division I semifinal in Butler, Pennsylvania. We'll take a quick timeout.
Welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division now, 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We have that in 7. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast.
I'm excited for our season of telling college rugby's best stories.
You deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
This is the biggest testament for each rugby team.
And I think that's helped him a little bit, but he's struggled.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together. Video captures moments.
That is on you to set your standard.
A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Nothing that doesn't look like. Say it again. I'm not saying I'll definitely listen to you now, but not like way off of what I'm seeing by any means. That there's maybe a couple It's fair, it's consistent.
Around the neck, but
Are we giving them a couple?
yeah.
And we welcome you back to Butler, Pennsylvania. It is the Division I semifinal here. A quick 5-minute break at halftime for the players, the coaches, and the referees. That's Andy Cooper making his way out in the middle of the pitch there. Ben Holden, Mike Petcher with you. And Mike, this St. Bonaventure team, they look like they're on an absolute mission here, leading 23-0 at halftime.
Yeah, they really are. And what's a shame, Ben, is that we haven't even seen anything out of Walsh because they haven't had the ball. Right? It's really just been dominated territory, possession. It has been all St. Bonaventure. And very early on, they opened the scoring up with that quick tap, a little shift in their forward pack. And then this one, they have just been absolutely dominant in the set piece. Winning line out, stealing the ball. And then in this one here, here's a maul that goes to a try. I mean, they have just been so well drilled in all aspects of play. And then after that, a couple kicks off the tee. Like I said, early on, they went for the quick tap option, but then as they had that nice, comfortable 14-point lead, they've just extended it and given themselves a little bit more cushion heading into that quick halftime break.
Yeah, 3 penalty goals for Noah Edwards, the junior, their number 10. And here we go with half number 2. The winner heads to Houston next week. Play for the Division I championship where they will face the winner of Belmont Abbey or Queens. One of those two sides will come through on the other side of the bracket. These two sides back in early October in North Canton, Ohio at Walsh University played to a 25-all draw. And if that's going to happen here today in terms of the point totals, we're getting in that neighborhood. Walsh has really got to start getting it going, but Mike said the way that St. Bonaventure has played, they are just dialed in here and they've been on the front foot the entire match.
Walsh just needs the ball, and there it is. That's what they need. They need that kind of turnover. They need to start this half exactly as they just did. They need to camp themselves out in St. Bonaventure's end. They need to get some points on the board early. So here it is. They've struggled at lineouts. This time they get a good throw right around the 22-meter mark. But here it is. Good long kick downfield. Great ball that time. Great block from Walsh. And then here they are, just putting Bonaventure under pressure a little bit. They'll put them into this wide channel. There they are. Good, strong base over top the ball. Get themselves a penalty. And now they've got a line out around the St. Bonaventure 22. So they've got to be able to do something with this, Ben. They've got to capitalize on the possession and territory that they have early in the second half.
See if they can do just that. Let's see what they're discussing here when they come out. We'll see. 23-0 is our score here. St. Bonaventure, a perennial threat every year in Division I in recent years to win and be in the championship round. This may be their year once again. The way they've looked so far, I know it's half a match, but they look really, really good. Big moment here, as Mike said, for Walsh.
Ben, just keep in mind, this could be a tale of two halves, right? So St. Bonaventure that time had a bit of wind at their back in the cold weather. Walsh now has that advantage. So let's see. I mean, based on the flags and what we see, there's a light wind that's blowing. It is cold, as we mentioned. Great take that time from Walsh. So they weren't able to take it down in the first half, but now they are. So maybe they're just starting to tick for them. If Bonnies can put up 23 points in the first half, Walsh, if they can match it, we got ourselves a game.
Yep, on pace for that 25-25 match they had earlier. We will see. In the hands of their 9, Clem McGuire. 5'9", 170-pounder. Spins that one from the base. Looks right, looks left, plays it back to the right. Straight out, penalty advantage. You heard Cooper. Andy Cooper is our referee. Fanka with the carry there, the loose head prop, and there's a whistle from Cooper.
And this is the start that Walsh needed. Here we are, an early chat with St. Bonaventure. Like we said, nothing good ever comes of this usually, so that's their warning, I'm sure. As Walsh now has a chance to put the first points on the board. You saw them point to the sticks, but they're not. Let me go for the corner. Yeah, change of plan here.
Yeah.
Looks like they might. Let's see what they do. Right in the center of the field, so could be an easy kick at goal just to get some. Yeah, just to get some points. There they go. There they are. Shot at goal. I think that's the right call, Ben. I think, they haven't had, like we said, haven't had a lot of possession, haven't had a lot of territory. They're down here. They get a good start to this half. They've got to change that donut, get 3 points on the board, and then they can keep marching forward. But for now, you've got to do something just to get that scoreboard moving, and I think this is the right call. Take points while you got them.
I agree with you on that. You got to get the confidence going. You get a little momentum. So here they go from right in front. And they drill it. And they're on the board. Donut gone. It's now 23-3. Good start for them.
That's a big mental weight lifted as well. Now you look up. You've got 3 points on the board. It's a long half. 40 minutes is a long time to play rugby. They could score 20 minutes easily if they just get themselves some energy and they get themselves some momentum. I say easily. Obviously, St. Bonaventure's defense has been outstanding, but much easier now that they've got a little bit of mental edge and they've got some points on the board.
There was a lot in the first game, too. There were some at least 3.
Put up 49 3 matches ago against Belmont Abbey, 36 against Indiana on the road, and 30 against Marion. So they're fully capable, to your point, Mike. They can get it going. The Bonnies, they'll have the pill back, and they're going to send it into the sky. Ball. Barry Healy makes a tackle out there on the wing for St. Bonaventure. Bonnies get their line set. They win the penalty here. Does St. Bonaventure. Didn't let it go in time in there. And the Bonnie's going to take the point opportunity here and go for the post here, Mike.
Oh, yeah, definitely the right call from St. Bonaventure. But from Walsh's perspective, just a few too many phases in their own end, a little bit slow, a little bit labored, and that's what happens. You become susceptible to turnovers, especially coming off those sidelines. And so the line speed that St. Bonaventure has, they're launching themselves into that midfield. They're launching themselves off the gain line. Hitting and making that first collision, that first point of contact has consistently been on the other side of the gain line in Walsh's end. And that's what happens there. They get themselves a penalty, and Bonaventure now a chance to just erase that 3-point start to this half that Walsh just had.
Get it back to 23 if Edwards, who's been brilliant so far with the right and from the tee. Looks good. Did it stay inside? It did. So Edwards strikes again, his fourth penalty here in this match, and it's back to a 23-point lead.
And that's huge. Noah Edwards. What a sensational kicking display from him so far. He's been outstanding off the tee, and that's really just kept the confidence going for this St. Bonaventure team. And in a game like this, when you're playing in the semifinals, you're not really worried about bonus points. You're not worried about scoring a certain number of tries. You're not worried about any of that stuff. You're just looking for a win. So, like I mentioned early on, St. Bonaventure showed their intent to play. They went to the corner. They quick tapped. They didn't take points when they had them on offer. And they scored 2 early tries. But since then, all the decision-making has just been to dig that hole deeper and deeper for Walsh so that they just keep seeing them in their rearview mirror further and further back.
Fourth kick of the day. And the penalty strike for Edwards. Nailed the conversions as well. So Walsh now. Under it again, and another mistake. It'll be a line out coming up here for Reynard Boshoff and the Bonnies.
I was just about to celebrate that backhand, keep the ball in play effort from Walsh just now. That would have been really something. But unfortunately, looks like they just played with that sideline a little bit too closely. And as it is, Bonaventure will get the line out now in Walsh's half. So they're going to go with a short line out option. They've got only a couple forwards in there. Means they've got some big, heavy runners in the midfield. So let's see if they use them.
Reynard Boshoff. Harrell, Troy Harrell. Edwards gets in there. He pulls it free. Now Harrell back in there. Bonnie's looking to attack again here. That one's coming back though.
That's great work from Walsh from the set piece. We've celebrated St. Bonaventure and their display that they've had in set piece play, but that line speed from Walsh off the back end of the line out, the ball goes to the front, the throw goes to the front off the short line out, but all those red jerseys at the back of the line out are on feet, and they just rush through. They put pressure on what would have been that pass from the Bonaventure scrum half. He's forced to tuck it and go straight into the heart of the line out, and then from there, all the timing is thrown off through the back line. So all the timing for Bonaventure just gets thrown out the window, and that's why you see that forward pass. It comes back to Walsh's effort off the line out, pushing forward off the back end of it, forcing them to tuck the ball and run into the heart of their line out. And then again, all that timing just gets thrown off for St. Bonaventure. So credit to Walsh on that defensive play.
Yep. Walsh now. Back up by the Bonnies. Going to find touch though. Just over the halfway mark here in the pitch for Walsh.
That's a great touch finder that was, Ben. You're in your own corner. It was a great kick from Walsh. We've seen constantly, both teams have just been really kicking into that right-hand corner, that near touchline corner. You got to imagine everybody's recognized that that's a tough spot to get out of. And so Bonaventure, though, does a great job of gathering that ball off the blue turf and then sailing it out towards midfield. That's always your target. Your target when you're clearing your lines, you're looking for between that 10-meter hash mark around the 40 to around the 50. And so anything over that is a bonus. And so that one lands around the 50. So a great clearance from St. Bonaventure.
Walsh now with a push. Still got them all together. Waiting to pull that out is McKinney. McKinney does. The speed of St. Bonaventure has been so impressive all day defensively. Not much room to operate for Walsh when they feel like they have some space. Penalty on the Bonnies. Quick tapping over the restart. Good carry, good pickup. Boshoff tripped up the ball carrier. His job there to keep those feet moving and that power moving forward. Another good carry here. Look out. He goes through there, slipping through there. but McKinney and Walsh were going to get home, and now the Bonnies with a big carry. Advantage being played here, it sounds like, says Andy Cooper, our referee. 10.5 minutes into half number 2. There's the whistle from Cooper. We'll come back and reset.
What a turn of events that was, Ben. I mean, you look at Walsh just on the offensive, finding seams, finally going forward, finding gaps and holes in this Bonaventure defense, sidestepping through almost to that line. And then look at the scramble defense from the black jerseys. They get back, they reel them in, and they turn the ball over. So again, you know, they're in that almost like bend, don't break sort of mindset on defense. I mean, that time they got a little bit of a kink in their armor, but they hustled so well to get back to the ball and force that turnover. I mean, Bonaventure right now just being clinical in what they're doing, and Walsh just finding no opportunities. Even when they get their tails up and they find themselves a seam, Bonaventure, they're just all over it right away.
Conversation there, Cooper and the assistant referee on that side. Edwards pops it down with the time back on here in the 52nd minute.
So far, Ben, in this second half, we haven't seen a whole lot of offense in the opening 10 minutes or 12 minutes of play from St. Bonaventure. They played a lot of defense so far in this opening of our second half. Walsh has had a lot of possession, decent amount of territory, but they haven't really had anything to show for it, bar 3 points on the scoreboard.
Yep, and they've basically went 3 for 3 because the Bonnies, of course, got it right back. Good ball to the edge, but just unable to reel that one in and hang on to it out there was Matthew Joss.
And here's another look at it off the line out. So they run in behind a couple of decoy runners at the line. So they're using some big heavies straight at the line to try to just get that Walsh defense to hold in the midfield and then sling it into those layers of attack and then into that wide channel. But that pass doesn't go to hand. So overall that time, good defense by Walsh just to hold their water, push Bonaventure out to the outside, and then that big pass doesn't find its target.
Opportunity here out of the set piece for Walsh. Still driving it. Finally comes apart. North side of the pitch. Good tackle out there in space. Taking down Fenka. Big prop out there. McKinney now. It's like he's running as the scrum half. At least he's been in there. A lot of touches here. As we're going to come back here on the whistle from Cooper. Knocked on. It'll be the Bonnies with possession here.
Tell you what, though, Ben, that ball gets spilled just after contact by Walsh, but that was a textbook switch from their back line. So take a look at this. Watch the drag, but watch the angle that the center takes. Just cuts back outside into space. Absolutely fantastic line that time from Walsh. Just couldn't hold on to the ball. So you can tell the intent is there. The skill is there. They're just having a hard time. Things aren't really going their way right now. Bonaventure, like we said, just swarming at every chance they get. But that time, great switch, great line, great angle. Just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Sophomore scrum half Troy Harrell. Clean in and out. The pressure on here with that kick. Gathered in. Back under pressure in this one. Yep, that one finds touch, trying to save it, unable to. Bonnies will go to work from there.
And from the other side of the field in a similar spot, Bonaventure went with a short line out option. They sent some decoy runners into the line, went out the back into their layers of attack and slung the ball into the outside channel. I'd love to see Bonnies hit one of those flat, hard runners straight up the middle and see if they can catch Walsh, maybe drifting hard into the outside channel since they've shown it once already. Let's see what they do, though.
Yes! Give him the front, give him the front, give him the front.
Pass just off the mark, behind the intended target.
They'll try again to go into that wide channel. 0 for 2 so far off lineouts into the wide channel. A little bit of it having to do with both times they've thrown to the front, which is an easier throw for your hooker, but a much more difficult throw for your scrum half. So I think one of the things they should look at working on as they go back into this week and maybe prepare for a championship game next week if they can hold on for this win. Just put that ball out in front. Get that jumper to turn their hips and throw that ball out to lead the scrum half towards the back of the line out, just to give himself some time and some space, because as long as the jumper holds the ball in their hands within the line out, the defense has to stay on sides in the line out still. As soon as that ball's released, the defense can come up. So some of the rhythm being thrown off just from passes not being in front. So that might help them a little bit into this week. But as it is, here comes Walsh.
Here they come. Down by 23 here, 57th minute. An early penalty kick in the second half, but it was countered right back by Noah Edwards. The lead is what it was at halftime, a 23-point lead. Here they come now. Some speed here. Good carry. Good pickup. Close to that line. Turned over again.
Bonaventure again just hustling into those outside channels, but Walsh, they're finding some breaks. This half they've just gotten over the gain line. They've used their backs. They've had some tremendous footwork. They've shown that they have some serious pace in their back line. And that time they just find some space on the outside. But Bonaventure again just scrambling onto the scene and making life very difficult for those open field runners to either find their own space or find support runners. So really great job by Bonaventure that when they're bending on defense, they're not breaking overall. They're hustling back and they're making plays.
Yep. That kick popped down. And see where that's spotted out right there. Belmont Abbey and Queens in the other semifinal in Division I. Two winners meet next Saturday down in Houston, Texas, for the Division I NCR Championship. Cavaliers of Walsh trying to get something going, but they are just unable to. Cooper reaching into the pocket here. So there's the verdict, Mike.
It sounds like the call there, if we got a little bit of feedback from our ref, Mike, was that a high tackle or something's high. So we take a look at this maul set up. There it is.
Yep.
And I think it was that second shot there. There it was, coming across. There's another look at it. Coming across. Gets that left shoulder in there, just across the shoulder of his opposition. And you can see the bit of disbelief. So a yellow card there
against St. Bonaventure, and that's tough. That's such a hard situation to be in and a hard situation to gauge if you're a defender and you're trying to make a tackle, if you're a referee and you're trying to make a call and keep player welfare at the forefront of your decision-making process. That is a really tricky area of the game right now.
Card issued to the prop Miska Young, the guilty party for St. Bonaventure. He's in the bin for 10. Bonnies will restart us here with a line out coming up.
And Ben, I say that, coming back to my statement just previously about it being a tricky part of the game. I will say that what I've enjoyed most is that player welfare has always been at the forefront of all of those decisions, it seems. When things are in question, player welfare seems to drive the decision-making process by our referees, and I think that that's the most important piece of that whole puzzle. So here's Bonaventure again, short line out, right up the middle they go.
Yep, they look really good in the set piece in all areas. Line out, scrum, they've been very clean, very tidy. And down a man here now for another about 8 minutes in that card issued. Leading by 23. A piece of that. Walsh now, they're trying to make something happen here. Then Cassidy. Elite McKinney, the scrum half, is taken over here in the second half at that position for Walsh. Another big kick down inside of the 22. Big shot delivered. Still down after that big shot. Kelly took that shot back there, and that was a wicked shot delivered, and he is still flat on his back.
Let's have a look at what they decide to do here again. Ben, they're calling some people in to talk about it. Let's see what the outcome is.
Into the pocket again. They're going to give him another yellow here. Andy Cooper reaching in, so calling that a yellow. Your thoughts, Mike?
So the yellow is there on that hit. It's not the throw to the ground. So there's the yellow card. It's the upright tackle from St. Bonaventure. Right? It looked like that sort of rodeo-style throw to the ground was what maybe was in question. But really what was in question was the contact right before it. As you saw, the infringement was an upright defender, shoulder towards the at least shoulder to head area of the ball carrier. And that was what the yellow card was for. So really nice job by our referee group to identify that, because it all happens so quickly. They don't have the luxury of replay in this league, right? So they do it very quickly. They see it. Again, player welfare at the forefront of decision-making. Good call on Bonaventure now, playing with 2 players down.
See if this Walsh side can make them pay and chip away at a 23-point deficit they're facing. Good kick, and they get to it. Putting the pressure on. Good work getting down there by Cassidy. More pressure, and the kick sent away by the Bonnies.
First yellow back on. First yellow back on.
You heard there from someone around one of the microphones on field is that one of the players from St. Bonaventure is coming back. So a short-lived 2-player advantage for Walsh. And I will say, although the kick goes to space, although the kick goes to the corner, and they get a good result here with a line out a couple meters away, they had a 2-player advantage on the field. It would have been good to maybe keep that ball in hand, use some of the pace and the speed of the players outside. But as it is, they still have a 1-player advantage. They're going to get this line-out throw a few meters away. They need this try, Ben. They really need to get this one over the line.
They really do. Let's see if they can get it home now. McKinney spins that ball out of there. Put it into the hands there of Cassidy. St. Bonaventure, though, just the 3 points they've given up here in the match. They've been stout when they've had to defend in tight. They've done that more here in the second half. The first half really weren't around it, and they force another turnover here. The penalty against Walsh.
Great play by Bonaventure. Good turnover right when they needed it. They'll slow this right down. There'll be in no rush to put this ball out. Fix your socks, retie your shoes, fix your headgear, whatever you've got to do. Take your sweet time to put this ball out. Run that clock out until your extra player comes back on the field. But what a stop for them.
Yep.
Maybe not the clearance kick you want. It lands about the 22, but nonetheless, you retain possession. It's a penalty, so the ball is back in your hands. But Bonaventure still, they're not out of the clear yet in terms of pressure right now in this moment. They're still facing that yellow card. They're still inside their own 22, but so far, they've shown such good poise and composure, they shouldn't have any issues here.
Yep, they really have. Really been that way throughout the entire match here for them. 26-3 is our score here. The winner on to the national championship next week here in Division 1. They get to the ball quickly, force that decision to be made. And now, nice decision made there. Good footwork from McKinney, but that kick sails out.
That was great footwork. What a counterattack. Good step towards that sideline. Tightrope walked. Just on it, it looked like. So nice little skills in the backfield just to get that ball to sit up off the turf. Now watch this outside step. And what a play. Good option to kick over the top. I mean, look at those black jerseys. They're just scrambling onto scenes to just flood those support channels. One thing that Bonaventure has done so well, anytime they've been beaten and Walsh gets an open field runner, they flood those support channels. They get themselves on scene. They hustle back and they make a play. So great job by Bonaventure to shut that down.
They've got possession. 7 meters from halfway and tight quarters over there on the touchline. And Walsh moving it north down the pitch. Not for long as the Bonnies turn him over again. Still down a man is St. Bonaventure. Clearance there, and they bang it over halfway. Now Walsh. They send it skyward. Came down into the hands of Clem McGuire. Penalty call on St. Bonaventure. McGuire sent here for the kick. He's back at 9 for him. Kinney had been handling that for the last few minutes. He takes the kick to set him up here for a very important lineout for the Walsh side.
It's inside the Bonaventure 22. They're moving slowly to this lineout. I think they need to have a little bit more of a sense of urgency. If you're Walsh, there's less than 15 minutes to go. You're in a 23-point hole. You got a 1-player advantage. Bonaventure has the ball off the field. You don't want to panic and rush to the line, but oh man, Bonaventure again comes up big in a set piece.
Yep, they do. Third steal in the lineup. Get it right back though. Here they come. That speed. Good carry there. Nothing doing there. The Bonnies right there waiting and ready. Big collision there delivered by St. Bonaventure. Look out here trying to get that ball free was McGuire. Pressure pressure was on him. Nice work here. Carry there from Cassidy. McKinney frees it. Now acquired. To the edge. Hoping for a hop. Doesn't get it. It hopped the wrong way. And into touch.
I think what Walsh is doing right now is they're just running out of options. Bonaventure is just literally giving them nothing. When you're in that 23-point hole, you're trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat, so to speak, and so you go for that cross-field kick just to try to make something happen because nothing's been going right for you so far in this game. And credit to Walsh. I mean, you got to try it. You got to see if it works because so far you haven't had any success with some other aspects of play. Let's see if that works, but it doesn't. And so Bonaventure with the ball back in hand.
Bonnies will clear it. They take it to Walsh just over halfway. Another big shot delivered from the Bonnies. There's too much traffic over there. Walsh can't do anything with it that time. Once again, denied and stopped. Although against the Bonnies here. Cooper backing him up as we look back here, Mike.
So here's another look at it. Our referee and our sideline official and front row seats to whatever it is that's going on that far side. So they're having a quick conversation about it right now. They'll try to get this call right. I see some people being called in to talk now, and again, that's never really a great sign. So let's see what this results in.
Cooper delivering the message to Stephen Herbst, the captain of Walsh. So here we go again. Walsh down here, Mike, but St. Bonaventure has shown its grit, its toughness, and ability to stop Walsh in this portion of the pitch all match. Can they do it again? We're down by McKinney. Freed once again by McKinney. McKinney to it again, but once again, big stick, big hit on that tackle. And they have forced him back here 10 meters. Walsh, look out, nearly intercepted there. Offload attempt, but it's taken away. What a job to get in there and get that ball. Excellent work there by Cohen Webb. Bonnies indeed stopped them once again. They had a great platform to attack from, and they cannot do anything with it. Walsh back with it. Cassidy down to ground he went. Nice play, good ball, good patience there, delivered into the hands of Kelly. McKinney. Again, big hit, forcing another turnover. He's just delivering the shots defensively. Great effort there, getting yanked out and still managed to get the left foot on it.
How about that defensive stand that time, Ben, from St. Bonaventure? Take a look at this. Here's that steal. I mean, just moments before that, that was a long passage of play. So we saw the steal just rip the ball out of the Walsh ball carrier's hands,
And then that one, another turnover that then just gets kicked up downfield. I mean, Bonaventure right now is just showing that they're ready to punch their ticket to Houston for next weekend because they have been absolutely relentless in everything they've done throughout this game.
They sure have. Absolutely spot on. They have been brilliant from the opening kick in this match. 26-3 here in the 72nd minute. 23-0 at halftime. A couple penalty goals from each side. Put us at that 23-point difference. Miscommunication there, and the pressure came, and the pressure comes again. Tackle made there by Matthew Joss.
Keep it in, Noah. Keep it in. You're good.
Yeah, you can hear that loud and clear. Greenfield with the ball. Now it's down on the ground. Cooper with a whistle. The knock-on called against Walsh. Bonnies have it.
And that's just tough luck for Walsh that time. They're trying to spin that ball into those outside channels. The pass goes a little bit high. The receiver has to jump to try to catch it. Here it is. There's another look. A little bit of a switch, fake switch option, and throws that ball just a little high. Receiver has to jump up, leave the turf to try to catch the ball. And so it gets bobbled on the way back down. And again, Bonaventure right now looking at into the final 8 minutes of play. And they can all but think that their ticket to Houston is punched, barring anything catastrophic happening at this point. But certainly you've got to imagine that anyone who's going to study St. Bonaventure, whoever they play, whether it's Belmont Abbey or Queens next week, it'll be tough to find some kinks in the armor of this St. Bonaventure defense right now at this point. They have been outstanding in what they've done. Walsh has done great in getting over the game line a few times, but the hustle and the work ethic from the Bonaventure team to just flood those support channels, their line speed on defense, that's what's really won them this game. Yes, they had those 2 early tries in the game, thanks to a quick tap penalty off a little bit of a shift, a maul very early on, but since then, it has just been this Bonaventure defense that has really led the way for them all game long.
Indeed. Scott Wilson now in as the scrum half, wearing 22 for the Bonnies. Down on the floor, picked up. Here goes an opportunity here now for Walsh trying to get home. Can they make it in there? No, they can't. Great speed to close and take down the ball carrier there. Stephen Hurts, the captain of Walsh. We've been in this situation many times here in this second half. What Mike just mentioned, this defensive effort has been stellar from the Bonnies. They have not allowed a try in this match to this point. Walsh right there. Andy Cooper right there on the side of it all. Nothing yet. Cooper. Time is off, says referee Andy Cooper, to discuss with the assistant referee here.
I'll tell you what, Ben, while they're having their conversation, you can't help but cheer for Walsh a little bit, and there it is. There it is, Ben. You can't help but cheer for them. They've gone 75 minutes almost without a try. They're in a national championship semifinal. You got to give them a bit of credit. They've worked so hard to get here. They've worked so hard throughout this game. They've run into a bit of a juggernaut in the way that St. Bonaventure has played. But they have definitely earned the right to dot this one down because they have really put in quite an effort. They have thrown the kitchen sink at the Bonnies all game long. And this try is a testament to their will, to their resilience, and just to how much this game means to them, Ben.
They really have. Tough to get here. Long, grinding season as McKinney's kick goes just a little bit left, about the width of the ball. So it stays 26-8. They'll get it back here. By the time they get it back, we're going to be right around 5 minutes remaining in the match.
And I mean, Ben, you've got to think it's got to be too little, too late sort of thing with under 5 minutes to go on that running scoreboard in regulation. But crazier things have happened. They certainly have.
October 3rd, they played to a 25-all draw. Bonnies, though, trying to put the pressure right back on them, and they're doing it. They haven't really been inside of the 22 much here in the second half. It's been that defense you talked about. It's been really what's driven this second half for them. Now they're trying to close this thing out. They get one here. Big shot delivered there. They would close it out if they're able to get home and get another try here in the match. They've got 2. 4 penalty goals have come courtesy of Noah Edwards. They're scoring here today. And ball is mishandled, turned over, and then Walsh bangs a kick down. A lot of Bonaventure players back there, and they're able to gather it in here. So we're inside of 4 minutes to go here in the semifinal. Cassidy with a ball, turn it over, offloaded.
Ben, as this clock winds down, I think you hit that storyline on the head just now. That long kick from Walsh off the turnover that goes into the Bonaventure backfield. I mean, if you looked around at all of those black jerseys that were on scene, hustling back, that's the energy that they put into this game. And now they're hustling forward onto the front foot. Here we go.
Look at this energy. The scrum half will take one in and put it down. And the exclamation point for the bodies of St. Bonaventure. Troy Harrell takes it in, races down, and that will seal the deal for the bodies.
And that's it, Ben. That's going to be all she wrote for sure. Here's another look at it. Good line speed from Walsh into the midfield, and then the ball goes to ground. So gets spilled around in the backfield. Great defensive work by Walsh. But then how about this individual effort? Just look at it. Look at the just hustle here. And really and truly, just the fitness levels, too, from Bonaventure. That kick that we said that went all the way down into their backfield, all those black jerseys on scene. You've got to imagine the fitness levels of this Bonnie team right now is just showing very strong. They're hustling in every aspect of play. They really haven't been made to look uncomfortable at all at any point during this game. And there, that time, 78 minutes into the game, a big open field run like that, that'll cement it for them.
Like a young Mike Petrie on there.
Hardly, Ben, hardly. On my best day, that would have been a tough run for me. On my best day.
33-8, the kick is good, and the Bonnies on their way back to the championship match next weekend, where they'll face the winner of Belmont Abbey and Queens. And I'm looking back right now at the previous matchups. Belmont Abbey and the Bonnies played on September 13th. That was a 40-11 win for the Bonnies. The matchup a week later at Queens was a match you and I love to call. It was a 32-29 final that the Bonnies won. So they're 2-0 against the two teams on the other side of the bracket, and they are going to be a tough out, Mike, based on what we've seen and what we've commentated on here today.
That's certainly true, but I'll tell you what, the Hungry Wolf, beware of the Hungry Wolf, right? Beware of the Hungry Wolf. When you're sitting at the top, that view is nice, but it's very easy to get knocked off that pedestal. You know, you've got that target on your back, and never underestimate the power of that Hungry Wolf that has to climb that mountain to reach where it wants to be. So, testament to St. Bonaventure. They've had a great season. They've done very, very well. They've put in a great shift here. hopefully they've still got some more left in the tank heading into next week. They recover well, they travel well, they get themselves down to Houston, and they could be looking at a national championship for themselves next weekend. But that's a long way away at this point. We've still got a couple seconds left to tick. But how about celebrating Walsh and what they've done this season so far, and what it's taken for them to get here, and the effort you put in Butler, Pennsylvania, in the evening, in the cold, in the snowbanks. They have put in quite a shift against this St. Bonaventure side.
Yeah, well said. I echo those sentiments as well. And it's never fun when your season comes to an end, especially when you're a step away from playing for all the hardware in your sport, your division, whatever it is. And right there with you, they had a heck of a year and just overmatched, overpowered in this one here today. And their season will come to an end here shortly in a few seconds here. Down 33-8 here as we've hit the red in terms of time in this match. St. Bonaventure, a fixture this time of the year in the NCR playoffs. Gonna seal it up, close this one out completely here. Walsh still playing hard. Right down to the final whistle whenever that comes. Bonnies have it. They look to the touch line and they send it into touch. And St. They'll play for the championship next weekend in Houston in Division I men's college rugby.
What a win for Bonaventure, and as we said, for the small school from New York State, big rugby ambitions, big support from their school, from their institution, from their alumni. They're bringing in the right people, recruiting the right players, getting the right coaches. John Powers from Old Glory, DC. They've got the right rugby minds working with their program. And this is what you can do when you put a little bit of support into your rugby program. This is the energy it can bring to your school. This is the energy it can bring to your community. And look at it there. There it is on full display. Congratulations to St. Bonaventure and all the best to them in their national championship game next weekend. And again, lots of respect due to Walsh for everything that they've accomplished for their community and for their school to get themselves into this position today.
Well said, Mike. I agree 100%. And you and I know guys like Kyle Sakara, longtime player in Major League Rugby with the New England Free Jacks. Rick Rose, who played there, now part of the USA Eagles program. And they just keep turning and burning, man. And they've got a good thing going there in Western New York. And they are headed back to the ship, as the kids say, next weekend in Houston, Texas, to play for the national championship. Already looking forward to that one, Mike. We'll have it for you right here on Next Level Rugby in the NCR Championship here on the men's side in 2025. Worthy celebration that I'm sure that will go into the late night hours and maybe the early morning hours of Sunday. They'll regroup and then they'll start to get ready on Monday. Their preparation for whoever they face in that final, Belmont, Abbey, or Queens, in the national championship next weekend. All right, we will say thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast here, Next Level Rugby. All of our crew couldn't do it without them. An outstanding job by them. And for my broadcast partner, the Hall of Famer Mike Petrie Benhold, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. St. Bonaventure back to the champion. 33-8, they defeat Walsh University here on this Saturday afternoon.
All right.
Will we had to go down, right? What did he have? 6? No, I had 5. It's a 7. He only had 4.